Hello, welcome back. Meredith Collins checking in with you to find out how you went with scoping out what it was that you have set out to achieve. And ideally those few points should be jotted down, and as I said, please remember to go back and have a look at those when the feelings of what am I doing this for come on you. And confusion is absolutely the mother of clarity, and as an educator and having worked with students for a number of years, what I have seen happen in them is that the confusion is there and we discuss it and we tease it out and suddenly the lights come on. And confusion means simply one of two things: that all the building blocks of knowledge that you need are there, you just haven't got the bridges that link them, or you've got the building blocks but they're in the wrong order. So just be aware that when you're feeling confused, you are absolutely in a great place for learning and bedding down what you know. So chapter 1 is about the social networking wave, and it really has been a phenomenal wave to be watching it. I certainly became aware of it probably about 4 or 5 years ago with blogs, and I saw Twitter back then, and I allude to that in the ebook. You'll have passed that Twitter story by now. And it has just grown to a point that no astute business person can ignore it, and it's something that needs to be considered. And social networking is essentially about belonging. It really is. It's about belonging to communities, and as I said to you in the webinar, that no longer are we constrained by our geographic location, that we now have access to a global marketplace, and maybe that for your business that doesn't fit particularly well, but for many businesses a global marketplace is absolutely doable. And so this is something that you can become a part of. So this section is about having a look at some of the social networking spaces, what they're about, why we would use them, and how they're changing the face of marketing and business. And if we have a look at what your learning outcomes are, and I'll have a look at the book while you do, action step 2 is about scoping out your competition. So you might say, look, I don't have any competition, but we all have competition of sorts. And if you don't have competition, then I'd say to you, is your product something that's really needed? Because competition means, even if there's just one other competitor, competition means there's a demand, which is really what we want to be doing. So sometimes we can be grateful for competition. So what I'd ask you to do is, either with your competition or on just websites that you're looking at generally, have a look at for the little social networking badges. So that's the little badges that say tweet me, or follow me on LinkedIn, or the F for Facebook. Have a look and see what sites they're involved in. Critique websites that you might be looking at, and have a look at how well they're put together and whether they have a social networking aspect to them. So do they have a blog? And have a look at if there's any value that you can see that's adding to these companies' websites, and certainly out in the social space. Do you think it is going to be deriving them traffic? You know what? They're not there for fun. They're there for a purpose. And drill down and try and understand and really analyse what that purpose might be. And compare these websites to your own website, and have a look at what they're doing well, what you're doing well, and step back and look to be a little objective in this. Because as I said to you, I had a beautiful website. It was lovely colours and it was well designed, and I had the most amazing graphic designer work with me to do that, and she was just a delight, and she certainly worked to advise me, and much of her advice I just kind of backed away from, because I didn't really have answers to what she wanted. So when my customers landed on that page, they didn't know what to do. So do your customers know what to do when they land on your web page? Are you really clear? And have a look at what competitors are doing. Do they have somewhere that people can enter their details? Are they giving their customers something? So really work to critique what your website's about objectively, and if you don't feel or you recognise that you're not stepping far enough back, ask somebody to do it with you. And if that's not, if you don't have somebody who can do that with you, hop on board to our e-training course once you finish the book and we'll help you do it. Sometimes it might not be as pleasant as you'd like. We might not say what you want to hear, but I tell you what, we'll give you the drum on what real customers are seeing. So good luck, and I look forward to checking in with you at chapter 2.